why I brought the issue or the example of the Bicotany project or the airport project is because I believe no matter how terrible that project is, something has been off the ground. Today, there are airlines parking their planes. Bicotany is collecting, the parking fees, and what have you. And then there are advertisers, companies are advertising in that. And then there is a decent parking lot. A lot of things are functioning.
Yes.
Maybe not perfect. Maybe not decent enough.
Maybe it doesn't. But at least it's not 100%. But at least you are saying that it's functional.
I'm sure you give them 65-70%.
Yes, you give them a pass mark.
So as opposed to the challenges the Lekki concessioning scheme is having, there is a near success factor. Or success example with the Bicotany.
Oh no, definitely.
Project.
I mean, they've completed and they're up and running and they're functional. There's no question. But this other project here.
No, I'm coming to that. You see, it is rather sad and very sad that every now and then, beautiful projects are, brought down largely by side talks, what I call beer apologies, shenanigans. Yes, I'm not privileged to know who are the owners of the Lekki concession, company. However, a lot of people allude to the fact that one of the ex-governors of Lagos State is a shareholder. Let's call a spade a spade.
Allegations.
This is allegation.
That's an allegation.
Yes, that's just an allegation. But over and above that, was there or is there a road that was constructed? The answer is yes. How much did the owners of the plots of land in Lekki paid when they were given? What was the payment? If you remember where and how Lekki area was 20 years ago, you know that there was sand filling. You know that roads were tarred indoors. So if somebody paid a small amount of money and then
these are not Shuaibu, we're losing track on this here because that's a different entity entirely.
Yeah.
And I think that what we're saying is the fact that we're talking about infrastructure.
Yeah.
And how critical infrastructure is to manufacturing. And we lack a lot of infrastructure in this country, and you see, by the time you take this topic, then it's going to explode. And the issue of Lekki is a different issue of land and Lagos State allocations and who has paid. And you will get the views. A lot of people have paid a lot of money. And, so they're very, very angry about this thing. So it's just a question of them resolving it. But what I'm saying is the fact that if you're going to do something, see it through and to be able, because a lot of countries, before you do these things, you have public hearings, you have public sittings, people are consulted, stakeholders are brought into it, all these views are taken into consideration. But when you do something and then you start it and after a sudden all these issues start coming up, then you surround a project with controversy, and that's why it becomes beer parlor talk. But if you've done something with transparency and accountability, then there are no issues. And this is not news to any part of the world. So what I'm saying, like I said, is that the Nigerian factor is something that we cannot dismiss. And that is why, as you have said, we're not able to manufacture. But let's move from that. And we know that the infrastructure, that's a separate topic entirely. So I think we should try and move back in to say, well, what we're trying to say is that can these PPPs help to resolve the infrastructure challenges we have? Because, if that, I think that's really with the points that I want to see. Because if you take a look at, we've talked about all these three projects are in Lagos. Okay, why haven't they been done anywhere else?
You see, Cleo, why I took some time to address that is because I think we need to look at these issues a little bit pragmatically. What do I mean? As at the time some of these concessions were done, the Infrastructure Concession Commission bill was not passed. It didn't even become an act. Now that bill was passed. It was assented to by the former president, and it is now an act, and there is an infrastructure concession commission with an office, with everything. Now, all those mistakes that took place in these two concessions that we are looking at are no longer going to be
so
there
we're
any
saying
longer.
that we've put the cart before the horse.
Yeah, which is rather sad. But at least we are making amend as far as that is concerned. Now,
when you say we, who is we?
I mean Nigerians.
Nigerians.
Yeah, because government is you and I. Government is those in government and those of us outside.
So I thought maybe there was an interest that you might
No,
be...
not at all. And then I would love to see a situation where the ICRC, that is the Infrastructure Concession Commission, Regulatory Commission, moving faster than it is moving right now. More of these roads should be concession, more of rail tracks should be concession, more of airports, more of so many of these infrastructural facilities needs to be concession to private sectors so that they can provide these services and the economy can be oiled.
Your insight in manufacturing, having had banking, has been quite a revelation for us. I would like to thank you very much for coming on the program and like you to introduce your final song.
Thank you very much, and the pleasure is mine. My final song is Kenny Rogers' Gambler.
Whatever business you're in, have a profitable week. I'm Tilewa Adebajo. This has been Business Week.